guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gids, and today I am back to do another video. The video today is in collaboration with some other amazing ladies, so do check out their channels and their videos and support them as well. So, okay, 5 fragrances you need to own. Now, I was thinking about this and I was like, okay, Gids, what are the fragrances that you think someone needs to own, especially if they are a fragrance lover? And I've got 5 here, so I'm gonna get straight into it. The first one needs no introduction. Many videos about this fragrance. It's a classic. In my opinion, this is a timeless classic. This is Tom Ford's Black Orchid. Many of you know it, many people know this fragrance, and to me, this is a classic simply because it's that fragrance which I would consider the show stopper. So this is a very bold fragrance. It's incredibly rich, it's spicy, it's fruity, it's floral, and it is complex at the same time. So it gives you all the elements of that kind of strong powerhouse fragrance that you might be looking for. It's incredibly bold, and I think everyone needs a bold fragrance in their collection. In my humble opinion, I think this might even be the best Tom Ford fragrance that he has released. A bit controversial, but that's my honest opinion. I just think Tom Ford Black Orchid is a timeless classic. As I said, very rich, very complex. You have all these juxtaposed notes in the fragrance, which technically shouldn't really work. I mean, things like jasmine, amber, patchouli, chocolate. I think there's gardenia in this, I think there's mandarin, there's all these different notes. You've got fruity notes, you've got florals, and you've got the nice, deeper, warmer, richer notes in the base, things like sandalwood, patchouli, vanilla, chocolate, all that going on. So this is a powerhouse, and one that I think every fragrance lover should have in their collection, Tom Ford Black Orchid. So the next fragrance category is one which I think is really important. Now, we all need a fragrance which we can just pull out when we're not sure what to wear, so your easy reach, and one which can work across all seasons, one which is versatile, one which can be dressed up and dressed down, and the fragrance I've selected for that purpose and reason is from the house of Hermes, and this is called TERRE de Hermes, and this is the Eau de Toilette. Now, I really love this fragrance, as I said, because I find it incredibly versatile. So it opens really sort of fresh, very green, very kind of warm, woody, a little bit spicy, and as it dries down, you get more of that warmth, a little bit of sweetness, but it's still really crisp at the same time. I really like this fragrance. As I said, when I'm not sure what to wear, this is the one that I gravitate towards. I think this works across all seasons, in my opinion. I think it would work just as good in this season as it would in spring and summer as well, because it's still quite clean and fresh. It's non-offensive, so it's not one of those fragrances that is going to be challenging to wear if maybe you're at work. And in my humble opinion, I definitely feel this can be a unisex fragrance. Even though it's marketed more towards men, I think this would smell incredible on a woman. As I said, as it dries down, you get this really fresh, vibrant, aromatic, warm, woody quality in it. I think there's vetiver in the fragrance, and I think in the top there's more fresh notes and spice as well, but it is a really classy fragrance. As I said, one which I think works all year round and for all occasions as well. So I think TERRE de Hermes is a definite must for fragrance lovers. So I think all of us fragrance lovers can agree, we always at times need something which is a bit cozy, a bit sweet, and a little bit inviting. And the fragrance that I think works really well and that all fragrance lovers should own is from the house of Dior. It is Dior Homme Intense. Now, this is my favorite iris fragrance. Iris happens to be one of my favorite notes. I love how soft but delicate iris is as a note. It has that kind of soft, sweet, powdery touch, which really is instantly recognizable in a fragrance. So this has notes of iris, it has notes of lavender, cedar, and vetiver as well. You do get a very soft, sultry, almost kind of like a powdery sweet vibe from this fragrance. I know some gentlemen find this a little bit too sweet leaning or too feminine leaning for their taste, even though this is marketed towards men. I personally really enjoy it, and I actually think the vetiver and the cedar really kind of balance out the sweetness. So you do have the vetiver and the cedar in the base. It's just so beautiful. It's a really beautiful fragrance, and I actually think that this can definitely be a unisex fragrance as well. I think actually this would smell amazing on women. I know there are a lot of women that already wear this, but in my opinion, this should have been a unisex fragrance from Dior because it's just beautiful. So yeah, this is my kind of cozy evening type of fragrance, which is gorgeous. This is Dior Homme Intense. So then we come to what I consider everyone needs to have, which is a palette cleanser. Now, especially if you're a fragrance lover and you like quite deep, quite rich, especially intoxicating scents, maybe very long lasting, very powerful fragrances, every so often I feel like you kind of need to give your nose a bit of a break. And for that reason, the palette cleanser that I've suggested is from the house of Escentric Molecule, and it is Molecule 01. Now, what do I mean by palette cleanser? So imagine when you go to like a very high class established restaurant. So you're having all these different courses, and what they will often do is in between a course, so maybe before your main course, you'll get a palette cleanser. So therefore, because you're having all these different flavors and you know, which can be quite rich and overpowering, in order for the next course to be fully appreciated with all the different flavors, they will give you a palette cleanser. I remember the first time I was given one, I was given a sorbet. And I remember thinking, why is there a sorbet coming out? And the lady explained, Sarah, it's because you're gonna now have another course, but we need to kind of give you a cleanse, so you just are able to truly appreciate the flavors that are gonna be in the next course. Now, that's how I feel about Escentric Molecule 01. Yes, this is basically ISOE Super, it's just one molecule in the fragrance, but this is so refreshing when you have been wearing very strong fragrances, and actually, this does perform very well for me personally. Now, this smells like, a lot of people say it smells like cedar, wood shavings. Someone even said it smells like the inside of a sauna. So that really kind of warm, resinous, woody smell that you'll get. This works for me for two reasons. Number one, it works across all seasons. Actually, for three reasons. Number one, it can work across all seasons. Number two, it can be used to layer different fragrances, maybe fragrances that don't perform as well. Try layering it with some of this. And number three, it's just really fresh and easy to wear. It's kind of that easy reach. So yeah, I really like Escentric Molecule 01. I kind of like the vibe that it gives as well. It's very simplistic, very, very easy to wear. I know that some people would say this is quite a pretentious fragrance, but for me, and for so many other fragrance lovers, this is a great fragrance. It lasts a very long time on my skin too, and I can actually smell it. I know some people say other people can smell it on you, but you can't smell it on yourself. I personally can smell it. I think it works great, and it is one of my most complimented fragrances. So I think everyone should own Escentric Molecule 01. And then finally, the fifth and final fragrance. Again, we need to end on a bang, and we need another showstopper in the mix, and one which I think everyone should wear, and a lot of people don't actually know about this fragrance, but it is actually their best seller from their line. PENHALIGON'S London HALFETI. Now, if you already know about this fragrance, you know how amazing this fragrance is. This is a very spicy, warm, resinous, sweet, floral, beautiful fragrance. I mean, there is a concoction of notes in this one as well. I will pull up the notes on screen. This is just a stunner of a fragrance. Very, very elegant. So this is your fragrance for going out, for being more dressed up, being more put together. Absolutely stunning. It has all these different notes again, which are juxtaposed and on paper shouldn't actually work. I mean, spicy notes, floral notes, sweet notes, and even oud in the base. But there is something so well blended, so well crafted about this fragrance. It is incredibly elegant, really well blended, really smooth. There are a few other flankers of this, but I do think that this ultimately will always be my favorite flanker of this fragrance. I mean, just look at the bottle to get the vibe of this fragrance. Let me just fix his bow tie for you. This just gives you the vibe. The elegance in this fragrance is unmatched, and it's just beautiful. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's warm, it's rich, it's intoxicating. It's a stunner of a fragrance, and I think this is one which commands attention. It's one which, when you walk into a room, people will smell you and people will look. It's beautiful. I instantly know when someone is wearing Alfetti. I think it just has that impact. I think it's because of all the warm notes in the fragrance which work really well against the fresher notes in the fragrance. It's a stunner. This also has oud in the fragrance as well, but this is an example of how well oud can be blended into a fragrance to really make it easy to wear and non-offensive. Absolutely stunning fragrance. This is Alfetti from the house of PENHALIGON'S. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my lineup. That was my 5 fragrances that you should own. Tell me what you thought in the comments. Of course, thank you for supporting the channel. I do appreciate that. Of course, watch the video from my other ladies as well, which I'm doing this in collaboration with. But just wanted to say a massive thank you for watching. Of course, if you've got this far, do consider subscribing to the channel. And I will see you in my next video, guys. Take care.